What's up, guys? It's Rick Ginn. You are on Flip with Rick. And today I'm talking about my 7 current favorite marketing strategies for wholesalers. This is one you're definitely going to pay attention to because we have to find out what's actually working today. And you have to sort through all the noise between people just trying to sell you stuff and actually finding out what works. So there is no shortage of marketing avenues that you can pick in wholesaling. Today, we are going to share the most effective ones right now in 2025, what we're using in our business, in our virtual businesses, and most importantly, what you guys are getting traction on because we all have to know what works. So you got 2 ways to work with you. Number 1, use the comments and introduce yourself. So if you have a question, put it in there. I'll do my best to answer it. And if we have time at the end, I'll put up a link and we will do some one-on-ones live. So I didn't go MIA. I took a little bit of time off, but I did do some streams. I was in the Calgary and Canadian Rockies area, really cool Lake Louise, stuff like that. And I had a great time. So I'll share some pictures somewhere down the road. So let's just jump into this and let's talk about it. The 7 best marketing methods for wholesalers. Now, very carefully, guys, I have to tell you, I'm only talking about wholesaling. If you're a fix and flipper, if you are I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly. If you are a speculator, a fix and flipper, and a landlord, that's fine. These strategies really aren't built for you. They're actually built to sell to you. So I sell to a lot of flippers, a lot of landlords, people like that. Why? Because I'm really good at finding motivated sellers. And the key here is I'm only focusing on what works for real wholesalers. These are people that basically put properties on their contract and sell the contract, the paper. So that, in my opinion, is the best way to get started in wholesaling. Yes, you can advance to more advanced strategies as you get along, but we all have to start somewhere. I focus on that. Why? Because 23 years ago, I never forget how brutal it was to get started in wholesaling. And I want to share with you what works right now. So give a shout out in your markets, put a question in there, and we'll have some fun because the only dumb question is the question you don't ask. So let's further ado. Now, I didn't do these from like order of importance because honestly, it just depends on where you are and your confidence level and what type of marketing you do. I find that when people find one successful marketing strategy, they usually go all in on it and they tend to get scared to go outside of it. I'm a big fan of you going all in on what's working, but understanding you're going to have to do some additional marketing avenues to stay relevant in wholesaling because if you hang your hat on one marketing avenue, you're going to be used as a tool in wholesaling. Remember, he or she that derives the lead, the marketing, will always make the most money. There's no exception. So if you're relying on an outside company to feed you leads and you can't control which market they're in and stuff like that, please pay attention to this live stream because it's going to help you out. We have got to find the best marketing avenues so we can connect with motivated sellers. So remember, no particular order. We're just going to kind of run through it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go on a topic and we're going to expand deeper into it because that's the only way we get to learn. And that's what I want to do. So number 1 is good old reverse driving for dollars. Now we're going to expand on this and give you granular detail of what works because just telling you to go drive around and stick notes on people's doors is not enough to be successful. So reverse driving for dollars is nothing more than taking one of your motivated seller lists. I'm going to go through my 2 favorite to do this on and putting a note on the door. And basically that note says, hey, got a quick question. It's got your name and your virtual phone number. That's it. Don't put on the note, I'm looking to buy your house for cash or anything like that because curiosity kills the cat. You want to have them call just as if a friend put the note on the door. Rick, that sounds a little deceptive. It's not. It's just a note. Don't look into it. Remember, the key to marketing is whoever can engage their prospects and connect with them wins. Now, you have to do it legally and ethically. I think leaving a note is not a terrible, terrible gesture. It's not like answer this note or you're going to lose your house. I don't believe in those urgent message. I hate the fake checks. They're really authentic and people read right through them. So make sure you understand that. Now, My two favorite lists I like to use for reverse driving for dollars. Number one, code violations. Boy, I'm getting back to the humidity and the heat. It's really changed my system here. Code violations, my absolute favorite one to go and do the reverse driving for dollars, because these are lists you have to earn. They're not online. And if you can get that list and you're fortunate enough to get through that list, you overcome resistance with persistence. These lists just putting a note on the door. Now you can go over to freewholesaling.com. We teach you how to use stamps. We teach you how to use pre-printed letters. Sticky notes. I like to use chartreuse colors because they stick out, or even like a hot pink, and write a note on it. Guys, it's so simple. It works. But remember, your job is to engage your lead. And whoever can get that lead to reach out to you wins. So if you're going to leave a monologue on your note, hey, my name's Rick Ginn. I buy houses for cash. I help people out or in pre-foreclosure or have a bad tenant. If it's repairs, if it gets so long, people just throw it away. They go, crap, they're just going to try to sell me something. So just say, got a quick question, leave your name and a phone number and have them call back. And when they call, they're already on your list. You already have a dedicated phone number. You know they're probably calling off the code violation list. And your job is to invoke a conversation and qualify them to see if they're interested in selling the property. That's it. That's the hardest part of the job, guys, is getting the list and connecting with them. Remember, you're going to have a list. The marketing, or what we call the median, is how you connect with your sellers. And you're going to have to target the right list, and you're going to have the right consistency, meaning you're going to have to do it over and over again. And remember, most people are going to reject this. I'm fine with it. I want you to accept that up front. And if you get that, you can get it going. That's list number one. My second favorite list that I get the best results and the best deals on. No, I'm not going to say probates, because probates is a completely separate one. We're not talking about probates today. We're talking about tax delinquencies. And the reason why I like it, because I don't think this list is that hard to get, because it is a public records form. Now, remember, the policies of a lot of these taxing authorities, which are at the county level, they can be difficult. But at the end of the day, somehow, if someone doesn't pay their property taxes, it winds up being a public document. How you access it is the quest you have to go on. And so once you get that, the really cool thing is you only have to pull this list I pull it like twice a year. I pull it in the beginning. So depending on when your taxes are due, in like Florida, we always get this list right about now, May, because all the tax certificates go on sale. And then I'm looking for people that are 2 years behind. 2 years, guys. 2 years. Don't do anything less, because it's a waste of time. And then I also want you to filter out the county-owned property. Those are just telling you they're duds. When nobody wants it at an auction and the county takes it back, they're forced to, and you don't want to buy it even for $1, because you can't build on it. You're going to have to wind up paying taxes on it. You don't want those types of properties. Now, code violations, tax delinquency, that reverse driving for dollars strategy, amazing. Guys, works really, really, really well. Now, you have to be a master of being consistent and keep doing it over and over. I know what you're going to say. Well, wait a minute, Rick. That whole thing where we do the reverse drive, it takes a lot of time. Yeah, it does. It does. It's going to take a tremendous amount of time. But if you want to get past the 1% and 2% returns you typically going to get, like that would be a dream in direct mail. And then a lot of times your connection rate and actually talking to people on cold calling, they're very tough results. That's why we suggest the reverse driving for dollars. Why? Because curiosity kills the cat. I get it. If you don't have a car and you don't have the means to do this, you're going to have to pick another strategy, but at least keep it in your arsenal. Code violations, tax delinquencies are my two favorite lists. No, probates do not work on reverse driving for dollars, because it usually is deal with the deceased person, and that person's obviously not going to be there, nor is the petitioner, also known as the PR, which are not always the same. That person's not going to be at the house either. So listen to me when I tell you this. The only third list, if you want to add to it, that is really popular with the reverse driving for dollars, is going to be pre-foreclosures. And please don't go to the courthouse and ask for pre-foreclosures. A pre-foreclosure is just the start of a foreclosure process. You're just catching it before it goes to the final auction, which is the word foreclosure. Foreclosure means it gets sold off on auction. And if you catch it early, what's early? 4 months or less. If you catch them in the first 4 months, you got a great shot. If you wait till the end, sucks. It's terrible. So, awesome. Okay, I'm looking at your guys' comments catching up here. Let's see here. Okay, I'm just gonna tag a bunch of questions. I'm gonna do the end. So let's keep going. Let's talk about the marketing channel. So you all know reverse driving for dollars, but what I'm gonna do is now teach you a technique to absolutely explode and expand on your reverse driving for dollars, because you are now in a world where just doing the reverse driving for dollars is just not enough anymore. Like, Rick, are you kidding me? I got to cold call them. I got to text them. Yes. Remember, your job, most people that we meet with, some people haven't even thought about selling their house, or they're in the process of selling their house, their rental property, whatever it is. And remember, we have to find somebody with a problem too. So they need to sell the house versus want. And remember, the people who want to sell their house, it is not in the wholesaling reign. We do not deal with those people. You're going to waste your time. If you want to do that, you can do one of these agent programs where you just sit there and call real estate agents all day. You're rarely going to see contracts written out of that. And if you're just starting out, you don't speak the correct language. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I'm focusing on a starter strategy, because if you don't get your first deal, what's the point in explaining how to get your 20th and 30th deal? And by the way, I don't do agent marketing like cold calling people doing it. Why? It doesn't work. In my opinion, it's a terrible use of your time. And if anybody wants to debate me, like, tell me how many hours you've invested in getting a deal directly from a real estate agent, and show me how you get consistent results without spending thousands, listen to me, thousands of hours on non-assignable contracts with huge EMDs with tiny little profit margins. Don't waste my time. I'd rather you just go like stare at a wall for 4 hours than waste your time doing that. You're better off reaching out the list like I'm suggesting to you now. Why? Because they work. Is it going to be easy? No. I don't even hide it from you. So let's add the next strategy to market to these sellers. And what I'm going to do is we're going to compile a lot of this information I'm giving you today. So if you're doing reverse driving for dollars, or I'm going to add the other one on it, I want you to add this strategy. You ready? It's ninja mode. Yes, it's inside XLead. So if you have XLeads, this doesn't cost you a dime. It's already built in there. And the strategy of the ninja mode is the stealthiness of how you follow up with people. If you are a lot like me, like a one-man or one-woman army, God knows we're all very lonely and wholesaling. That's why we love to do live streams like this, so we don't feel like we're going absolutely crazy, because we are a unique group of people that take calculated risks to get a better life than what let's say our previous family has provided for us, and to change the legacy in our family. How do we do it? Ninja mode. Why? Because once I have a lead and I know somebody has interest in working with me on a wholesale deal, is they're not always ready. And I know that. And here's the problem. In the beginning, it's not that big of a deal. But about month 2 and 3, when you get into it and you start working with hundreds, thousands, and when you get to me, tens and hundreds of thousands of leads, your brain can only handle so much. I know you guys think you can do everything yourself. I know I did the first 7 years. But if I ever had something like Ninja Mode, which is basically a fancy CRM at Go High Level, which you get for free with your X leads, hint, hint, you're able to increase your efficiencies and remove the typical mistakes a basic wholesaler will use. So are you one of these people who manually call up people and go, okay, it's been 30 days. I need to do this. You're never going to remember it. It's actually going to be impossible. Number 2, you can also send them a text. And here's the really cool part. The whole thing's automated through Ninja Mode. And so the whole Ninja Mode implies your stealthy way of connecting people, because your job is to stay in front of a motivated seller And when they make that decision to sell the property, you want to be the first person they connect with. So you can either let it happen by random chance, which happens all the time, or you can stay in their line of sight. So, Rick, how do I stay in their line of sight if I'm dealing with 500 motivated sellers? It's called technology and it's called the AI. If you use the X Leads, the ninja mode, which is basically the advanced level of our go high level system, it will do amazing wonders. Your emails will be automated. And we're going to talk about that in depth today. Your text will be automated. And here's the best part is your text will have conversations with them and you can sort through it. So imagine if I send out 1,000 texts and I find 5 people that want to continue the conversation. I just saved myself 995 manual texts. Think about that. And also, you can set up inbound leads where when they call you, you can have AI actually screen the lead. Now, it does take some work. It means I have to do a lot of training on this and show you how to do it without paying these ridiculous coaching prices. Why? Because if you are a one-person operator, which most of you are, I know I was the first 7 years, how powerful would it be to have a tool that could actually help you stay in front of these motivated leads that just aren't ready to sell yet? Because guys, 70% of your deals will come from follow-up. Imagine if you had a system that automatically helped you follow up. Now you're going to have to learn it. You're going to have to learn some training on it, but it's a very, very powerful beast. And the crazy thing is what you do with 10 leads, you can do with 100 leads, you can do with 1,000, you can do with 10,000 leads. And that's the scalability factor, which brings X leads into factor for you. The ninja mode, the ability to be able to follow up. And so if I'm doing reverse driving for dollars, boom. Once I have them there, if 70% of my leads, so guys, if I have 1,000 leads, 700 of them need some sort of perpetual follow-up. Following up, if you have to do it by hand, you're never going to be able to sustain it. I promise you. And guys, if you're only working on 10 or 20 leads, you're not being an effective wholesaler. You're going to have thousands of leads and find the ones that want to work with you, that have the most motivation to get the deal done. And remember, not everyone's going to give you the price you need. So how do we make up? We make it up in quantity. And remember, the more leads you have, the more exposure you have to wholesaling, and you learn through repetition. And that's the beauty of it. So the more efficient and faster you can get through the repetition, and the more you have systems in place to help automate follow-up like AI through the ninja mode next leads, the more powerful you're going to be. Guys, stop using these CRMs or these software tools that have no follow-up built into it. You're wasting your time and your money. The reason we built X Leads was to bring everything in-house so you have a one-stop shop platform. And we're bringing some amazing things that are coming to fruition. You're going to see them as they come along, especially coming up this month. June's going to be amazing. Guys, the AI follow-up with X Leads in the ninja mode is a strategy. To me, 70% of your leads will be in some sort of follow-up mode. My question to you, are you doing them by hand, or are you letting AI actually help you out? But you have to do it. You have to do it. I'm looking at all the wonderful, wonderful messages, and I will get to them, I promise you. So let's move on to step number 3, driving for dollars. And I'm going to once again parlay this with the ninja mode. So driving for dollars is simple. It actually, I guess I don't get bothered by it, but there's actually courses you guys actually go out there and pay for on this. And let me just sign up the course and save you the $2 or $3 grand, whatever the course costs. Go out and just look for ugly houses. How hard can it be? If I have to teach you a course on driving for dollars, we're probably not going to get very far with you. And I'm not making fun of people who make courses like this, but like it's, I don't know. Have we learned anything from our government about having common sense in what we do? So, dude, just look for ugly houses. Like, don't overthink this. Look for houses that have boarded up windows, blue tarps on roof, mailboxes knocked over, newspapers stacked up. Get those addresses, put it in your X Leads account, and go crazy with your ninja follow-up. Because here's the thing is, when I do driving for dollars, a big percentage of the people never answer their phone. And if you're going, Rick, how do I get their phone number? Just go through X Leads and you get the free skip tracing. Why would you ever use a software that does not provide the skip trace information? And by the way, skip tracing is your most expensive feature you're going to find in a wholesale software, bar none. You can't live without the phone numbers. If you want to do any type of texting, any type of cold calling, any type of email automation, you have to have that all. That's all included in your X Leads account. So don't forget about that. Driving for dollars, guys. Let me just sum it up. Ready? Here's the course. Send me $2,000 and I don't know. I'll help out somebody with that. Here it is. Just look for ugly houses. That's all you got to do. Now, a lot of people overlook this strategy. If I had to go in your town and you go, Rick, you've got 1 week to get a deal, the first thing I would do is I would pick that blue collar neighborhood and I would go drive and look for the ugliest houses. I'm going to find the probates. I'm going to find the people that are or have people up for eviction. But if I find an ugly house on top of it, it's usually a higher motivation. Doesn't mean it's going to be easier. And remember, I find most people that do driving for dollars, most wholesalers are average, meaning they took a course. They thought it was going to be super easy. I found an ugly house. I can't find a phone number. I don't know how to do the comps. This is complicated. No one will answer the phone. I don't know what to do. Quit. I don't know what to tell you. That's who you're competing with. So when you get an ugly house, have a strategy, get the lead, and understand there's probably a problem connecting with them. A lot of them are someone's passed away or the property needs to go through probate and nobody can help them get through it. Your job is to connect with them. You can work with me and Zach. I'm happy to do a JV with you, especially on a probate deal. I will bend over backwards because I know they're the best deals and I can pay you the most on them. And by the way, just by you finding the deal, you earn 50% of the take. And then I'll walk you through and show you how we close those deals. Now, it's got to be a deal and I got to have cooperative people. But if we can do that, why not make it work? Just look for ugly houses. Your job is to find motivated seller leads. Now, for those of you that find ugly houses and you struggle with it, that's the norm because probably 50 other wholesalers have reached out to that ugly house and they can't get anywhere. Make a decision. Do you want to stop at average or do you want to go to the next level? I never wait. I've gone to courtroom meetings to meet up with motivated tellers. I've gone to attorneys' offices. I've gone to family members' houses. I've knocked on all the neighbors' doors. I've put in We Buy Houses in that yard to have them call me just to do some reverse engineering. This is what we call being resourceful in wholesaling. And if you can take this attitude, you can dominate in wholesaling. Stop with the weak and the average. Most people who start wholesaling quit. Why? Because they thought it was easy and they thought they could make a quick buck and not have to work too much because somebody marketed to them that way. And I'm just going to tell you that's not the truth of the business. So if you just understand the concept of looking for ugly houses, you can do some serious, serious damage. Now, let me take a look here. I see. You get okay. I'm just highlighting questions here, and we'll go through them. Let's keep going through. We got lots more to get through here. So, guys, it's important with every one of these I'm teaching you. I'm going to share a little hint. You can use the ninja mode if you have XLeads. If not, go ahead and check it out, xleads.com, and you can do the follow-up, and you can have what we call you can have the triple punch on it. You can follow them up with cold calling. You can follow them up with texting. You can follow them up with email, and you can send them offers. We have so many techniques to keep refreshing the lead to see if they'll engage. And think about this. If you have 10,000 leads and you're constantly doing this revolving door of like the ninja mode follow-up, you're going to get people to reach out to you. Why? Because you're not average. And if you can do better than the average wholesaler, which is not hard to do, face it, most people aren't really looking to work when it comes to wholesaling. But if you're going to use these tools and say you're going to go the effort and pull all these types of lists, why not find the one list or the one piece of software, not one list, the multiple list. Find the software that will help you with the follow-up. So if you know 70% of the deals that come to follow-up, if you don't have a robust CRM, guys, listen, I love Podio. Podio's still not a bad deal, but like Podio's, was it like 12, 15 years old now? The problem with Podio is you have to have a master programmer to get you all the apps and all the integrations. And at one point, they were charging me 10, 15 grand just to set up the Podio for my company. And when I found Go High Level, specifically the Ninja Mode through XLeads, I found out you can integrate AI and everything. Listen, you could probably do it Podio, but I just think it's an older system. And at some point, people have to graduate over because you can do anything you want in Ninja Mode. And we're going to talk a little bit because some of you guys talking about implementation with Ninja Mode, and I'm going to walk you off the platform to explain. Ninja Mode, the CRM Go High Level, would eat Podio's lunch. The amount of stuff it can do, it's absolutely amazing. Now, I get it. If I invest in a Podio system, which I already have twice, but we scrapped it just because we felt we had a better system with XLeads. And to be honest with you, if it's free and included in your XLeads account, it's even more powerful for you. I believe Podio, you pay by the user, not a big deal. I think it's like $15 a user, but most teams have like 6 to 8 people on it. You could go in a Go High Level account and do so much more damage. So I think Podio is just limited. And my problem with Podio, it's meant for all types of businesses throughout the world. Keep in mind, XLeads is only designated to the wholesaler. That's all we focus on. I do not try to capture the real estate agent market. I have no interest in doing that. I'm told I could make a fortune doing it, but it's just not my passion. I can't sit around and talk to realtors. I will lose my mind. I can do it. I just don't want to do it. That's the difference. So, okay. So let's keep moving on. Now, one of the ones that we often overlook, and I really have to expand on this because I think, just the right people in the chat here to help us out with it. Joint ventures. We commonly refer to them as JVs. And I'm telling you guys, I made a killing on joint ventures when I started out wholesaling. This has a 2-prong effect. Number one, if you're really good at finding motivated sellers, but you're not confident in taking the entire deal down, and especially using a cash buyer's list in a market you're not familiar with, JV partners are your cure. Hands down, I'm telling you right now, if you don't do this, you're missing out. My first almost 16 to 18 months, I never sold one of my wholesale deals. Now they're like, yeah, you're a moron, Rick. It was a little bit of my ADHD. I got so granular locked into marketing, and it's what's made me very successful this day. I understood, it was beaten into my brain, that marketing is the number one skill set of any wholesaler. That still holds true. Why? Look at the wholesalers that derive their own leads and control it. They dominate. Why? Because they can pivot. They understand, hey, I'm going to use a little bit of the internet. Maybe I'll use a little PPC. Maybe I'll use some direct mail. I'll do referrals. And most importantly, they all do JVs. I've never met any of the largest wholesalers that don't do JV deals. You can't do volume without JVs. Now you think, well, Rick, then I got to split the deal. You weren't getting anything before. So what's the difference? So either you have a really, really strong dispositions team, or you are the dispositions teams, or you're really, really strong at finding motivated sellers, and maybe you're finding them in markets you're not familiar with. My specialty is finding motivated sellers in my local market. And then that's the Port St. Lucie area. I'm in South Florida, the northern part of South Florida. And then I do virtual markets. Every one of my virtual markets, I work with someone to get them sold. Why? I need speed. And so if you're thinking a lot like me, like, hey man, if I can just find a motivated seller and say, hey, Rick or Zach helps me sell it, I split it, and you learn in the process, dude, that is the greatest coaching mentoring you can get in the world, because everyone's got a buy-in and everyone's fighting for the same common goal. The problem is if you just buy a course, and even if it's good information, sometimes your buy-in's not there. Sometimes the coach is buying. They have so many people they have to deal with, and they start blaming each other and they don't get a result. Whereas if you're working on a deal, something happens in your neurological system. And I don't know about you, but like I remember in the classroom, I could not learn theory off of a board. I just couldn't resonate. But if you take and give me an actionable step, have me walk through it, call someone, meet with someone, or actually repeat a phrase, I was magical. And so anytime a teacher would engage me and show me the steps and go, hey, Rick, I'm going to take you outside and show you how to do this, it was incredible. Once you taught me in a book or on a board, I either fell asleep in class, full disclosure, that's a true statement, or I got so bored, I just didn't pay attention. And I think a lot of you can relate to that. And so, how we try to teach wholesaling is we want you to go over to freewholesaling.com. Let me repeat this. Just go over to freewholesaling.com. And here's the great thing. If you've never done a wholesale deal before, this is the place to get started. Not only do we give it away for free, because the number one question is like, what's the catch? I know it's shocking, but for the first time in all of wholesaling industry, there's no catch. It's there. I could easily charge 10 grand for this course. Honestly, I'm getting a lot of pressure, not from the guru community, from my business associates that we could just absolutely make a killing. And all I do is beat them off with a fine-tooth comb. Why? Because I don't give a crap. Like I'm one of these people that honestly, I'm already set up. I have done wholesaling and I love what I do. And I help a lot of people out doing it. But I make a lot of money off the JV deals because that's how you're really going to learn this business. Sellmypaper.com if you want to learn how to do that. I will put it on the bottom here just so you guys know. So now, freewholesaling.com. Everybody got it. Now, here's what's really cool about freewholesaling.com. You can go there and you can look at the entire course without paying a dime. Oh my God. How can Rick do that? Well, I use it as a barometer. And if I can help the entire wholesaling industry step up their game, because one of the biggest complaints I get, you guys, hey, I bought someone's course and it was like 4 videos and like 2 PDFs. So go ahead and look at freewholesaling.com. You have a comparison of what the best course looks like. And then if you want to pay someone with it, I'm fine with it. But use it as a barometer and say, listen, can I take a peek at your course? I want to see if it even matches up to Rick and Zach's course. You're going to get resistance. I'm sorry about it, but like there's no course that even hangs with our course. And we have an incredible surprise coming out for you guys shortly. I'm just going to shut my mouth because Zach will kill me, but you'll love it. So use it as a reference. By the way, every guru and coach downloads accesses my course. Why? Because I get all their IP records. It's really cool. And it's very easy to match up. An IP address is like your home address and it matches up a person. Yes, AI does that for us. And I don't mind. I get it. But just keep in mind, you gurus that take my course and Zach's and copy it and put it in yours, you'll be getting a letter because it's so easy with the copyright laws now. Like we got it all figured out. So, but keep in mind, we're the only ones that were willing to expose our course and share it to you, knowing people are going to try to profit off us, duplicate what we do. And there's people even coming out and using the word free wholesaling and everything. Keep in mind, if they're selling a big fat course, and especially if they're doing one-on-one, understand what the true intention is. It's purely to sell a course. So we believe that if we can earn your trust by teaching you how to do the business, and then you want to go out and apply it and you need some more extra help, then we think we're the perfect match for you. Why not put our money where our mouth is? Because that's how we really make money in wholesaling. Most of these people make their money off of coaching. And I don't have a problem with it, but it needs to be said. And I'm all about capitalism, everybody making money. I don't have a problem with it. But our job is to give you guys options. And I want you to be aware of that. So I just put up sellmypaper.com is the link on it. Let's keep moving, man, so we can get to the questions, the real fun part of the show. So we're teaching about marketing. This is really, really important that we all understand that. Now, we talked about joint ventures. So if you're thinking, okay, how do I get into joint ventures? What's the best place to do this? I'm going to walk you through the best places to get it going. I got to put one up here. I forgot. Now, number one, a lot of you guys overlook just the basic concept is how networking works. So JV is all about networking. Both parties should contribute towards the common goal of having a successful seller's household, and everyone should profit. How you profit on it is much open to debate. It's kind of funny, but it's I like 50-50 because it gets everyone's buy-in. Now, occasionally I have to do 60-40 or something like that because I have to fund a deal and the money has to be paid. And most people understand that. But like I get people all the time coming in my Port St. Lucie market and like, Rick will give you 10% to sell it. I go, you call a realtor. I don't do that. I'm not even slightly interested in it. And 9 times out of 10, when they give me the deal, it's so overpriced, they're wasting their time. And I usually wind up getting the deal 3 to 4 months later because the seller's tired of everybody lying to them. So joint ventures, what's the best way? Number one, the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my local RIA meetings. RIA stands for Real Estate Investor Association. And guys, you should be, if you're going to be serious about wholesaling, you should get out to these events. I used to own one in Port St. Lucie. I ran it for 7 years. I've met some of the most influential people in all of real estate. A lot of the people you see coaching online, they tend to go through my programs, and let's just say they don't do wholesaling anymore, but they do into other businesses. But this is a great place because you can find people that have the same agenda as you. They have the same objectives, and it's a great system to find, honestly, some of the just really good, healthy competition. Some people are like, well, why would I go there? It's like a lot of competition. No, you find title companies, you find lawyers, you find hard money people, you find soft money people, you find fix and flippers, you find landlords, you find everybody there, you find realtors. And they're all going for the same common agenda. Now, I'm going to give a little disclosure. A lot of these things, they provide valuable information, and it does cost them time and money. So my suggestion is get a membership there because it's like 10, 20 bucks a meeting. It's well worth it. I'm going to give you the anti-statement of these is they get a lot of gurus that come in and try to pitch a course. They split it with the founder of it, and someone sells you a course and the guy or gal leaves town. I wouldn't do that. The best thing you do at these meetings is get there before and after the meeting and network. Some of the best people I've known for 23 years plus in the wholesaling industry came from the RIA meetups. And honestly, go back to talk to anyone. I've never met anyone who got even wildly successful in wholesaling, even slightly, that did not go to a RIA meeting. And it gives you a good reference point. But my case in point is I found a lot of my JV partners through that. Now, one of the strategies, if you're new and you don't have buyers and you have a really good motivated seller, maybe it's a probate lead. If you can't connect with sellmypaper.com, go to your local RIA and find someone that's actually doing deals that has credibility. How you ask around and talk. Don't take people's words for it. Vet them through their title company. And then if they'll offer you a split with it and they'll teach you some of the basics, that's a great person to get started with. That's the only type of one-on-one I would ever suggest. Anyone who wants to do one-on-one from the other side of the country, I would never do it. It's just, I would be giving up all my time, and my time is my most valuable asset. So go to these RIA meetings. They are extremely powerful to do JV networks. The next one for JV networking, ZachDiscord.com. This thing's absolutely insane. If you don't believe on me, check out people in the comments that are networking with you right now. They know how to work it. They get it. I'm not even going to mention names because they know who it is, but like they get it. Remember, you can do X amount of deals in your market, but if you can help other people in other markets rise to your level and give them tips and tricks on how to do it, then that is a win-win JV deal. Some people like JV deals where they just want to give you a lead and not do anything else. And I'm okay with that too. But if you're smart, like I did JV deals to help people dispo. I let people dispo till I got really good at marketing, and then we just mastered dispo ourselves. I always knew dispo was going to be easy. I just didn't want to be bothered with it. There's people right here in these comments that will help you do dispo with their eyes shut. And I rely on it, especially when I go to like Texas and Utah, the Carolinas, Pennsylvania. Guys, all real estate's local. And so if you want to do scalability and wholesaling and you want to go to these other markets in the United States, you need to get help. Stop thinking you can do everything yourself because you won't get very far because you have limitations. And if you understand that, ZachDiscord.com. The next one, The next one that you have to understand in this is you can use X Leads tools for JV partners. What's Rick talking about? Number one, even with your most basic account in X Leads, you get 15,000 leads a month. Every 30 days, that's how many you can download. You can export, you can import, you can do whatever you want. And within that, not only do you get comps, not only do you get the CRMs, you get the Ninja mode, which is all free, which is dynamite. You get the ability to skip trace each one of these leads. You can find out who the owners is, their name and information. You get their direct phone contact, and you get their email. If you have the master account, the X plan, you get 60,000 leads. I think it's a great deal. Plus, you get assistance from me and Zach, and we do it twice a week, plus the Saturday support. That's an extra one. Here's the really cool part is you can take those leads. So say you just have a 15,000 lead count. Say you only use 10,000 a month. Don't let the 5,000 go to waste. Go find people that want to partner up with you and have them and here's what I do. I give them 500 leads at a time or maybe 1,000. And just let them rip through those phones and just teach them a basic script, teach them MCTP and teach them how to qualify people and find motivated sellers that need to sell their house off market direct to seller. You do that. X Leads is an amazing tool because now I would have died so someone used to give me the foreclosure list and I used to go and I knocked on the door. That was my strategy. It sucked. I know, but it got me deals. If somebody gave me a list with the phone number and stuff, I would have been so excited. And yet, oh my God, if you gave me an email, I wouldn't even know what to do. Think about this for a second, guys. That is awesome. That is awesome. Okay, I'm starring. You guys are putting so many questions in there. I got to keep starring them. Okay, that's a lot of questions. Okay. Okay, I'm starring. Let's keep going. Keep putting in your questions. I'll keep starring. I eventually got to get some help on this stuff. Okay, so I'm just telling you guys the X Leads, the tools that you can use inside of it, absolutely amazing. Amazing. Why? Because if you're already paying for it, then get the full use out of it. So if you're only using 5 or 10,000 leads, take that other 5,000, go out to Zach Discord, go to Wholesaling Houses for Real Facebook, the largest Facebook wholesaling group, or go to our school group, the largest wholesaling group of them all, and go knock it out of the park. I'm telling you guys, it is a phenomenal, phenomenal way to get it done. And I would do it in a heartbeat. Now, let's keep moving. I got my notes mixed up here. Let's see. Where did I leave off here? This is where my ADHD kicks fully in. So we talked about joint ventures, and we're going to go from there. Now, I'm going to do a new one here. It's called off marketing. You ready for this? Off marketing. The hell is Rick talking about? Did he lose his, is he having an episode? No, I'm not. Off marketing is, what if I could show you how to do marketing while every other wholesaler is sleeping, or they go, I can't call past 8 o'clock because that's going to piss off my seller. And you're right. But do you know there's techniques you can market to sellers while you're in bed or while it's late hours or the wee hours in the morning? And most of you don't know how to do this because you're stuck on just cold calling and texting during normal business hours, which, let's face it, it's usually 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. We all kind of know the rules in that time zones, and you got to adjust if you're on the West Coast to the East Coast. What if I teach you how to do off marketing? Yes, this is the best way. This is one of the most underutilized spaces in wholesaling because you guys all think you're stuck from that 9 a.m. to like 8 p.m. And don't get me wrong, if you're going to connect with them on the phone, either by a direct dial or a text, you should be under normal, like awake hours. We all agree from 9 a.m., most people are up, maybe 10, and then 8 p.m. after that, people get pissed off when you do it. So we don't want to do that. So what am I talking about? Boom. EOG, the email offer generator. And this is something we've created inside of X Leads. And by the way, this is free if you have an X Leads account. And I'm trying to highlight the systems to help you follow up with everybody is you can generate an email offer We give you the template, everything, and you can send somebody an offer via email. Now, maybe it's a follow-up. Maybe somebody was thinking about it. Hey, we thought about an offer. We're going to go ahead and give you an offer, and they like it. We put an expiration on it, and we send it, ready for this, in a digital format where they can actually execute it, move on. But most people wind up either ignoring it or calling you on it. How incredible would that be? And I want you to think about this. If every day 500 went out in your follow-ups or whatever it is, you can do up to 30,000 emails a month. Wrap your head around that for a minute. 30,000 emails a month doesn't cost you a dime. And let's face it, if Nike and Domino's, Bed Bath & Beyond's not a good one to use as a reference. Why do you think they send out so many emails? Because it works. And guys, there's a cost to send out emails. I already know when I send you guys we spend tens of thousands of dollars. Because if you want to send 1 million emails, you'd be shocked at what the cost is. What if I give you 30,000, we automate the process and do it inside of Ninja mode? That's right. You can do it inside our Ninja mode, inside our X Leads. It's called the EOG. If you want to learn more about it, go to freewholesaling.com. We show you how to use this system, this tool. And guys, if you don't have tools like this in your follow-up, you're leaving deals on the table. And we all admit these deals are not easy to come by, and we have to work our butt off. So when we find someone that's motivated, that needs to sell, either the property's motivated or the seller's motivated or both, you're going to have to do everything in your power to stay in their line of sight so they'll connect with you when they make that decision to sell. There's nothing worse than working with someone 6, 8 months to a year, and then they can't find your phone number or they forgot about you, and then they go with another wholesaler. Oh my God, that's happened to me. It is terrible. The email offer generator, EOG, if you want to check it out, the whole thing is inside of our school group, freewholesaling.com. By the way, the largest wholesaling group inside of school. We love Alex's program. It's great. It allows us to show you everything. Unfortunately, on YouTube, I'm limited by what they think's. Except if I show one phone number, it's kind of funny because only me and Zach's stuff, when we show how to do skip trace stuff, gets taken down and nobody else gets taken down. I know how that works. I know there's a lot of Karens out there that tattletale a lot, but I get it. But I'm not going to do the same thing in return. I would never do that. Crazy. Now, 30,000 emails a month, no extra cost if you already have X Leads. So the idea with X Leads is we always try to create the value. So when you go into it, like you're not paying extra. You guys are so tired of being a la carte. Oh, I got to pay for skip tracing. Oh, I got to pay for this list. Oh, I got to pay for the CRM. Oh, I got to pay for this list stacking. No, you pick one price in X Leads and you learn it and you get to go forward with it. And you've got to understand, that's right, guys. I'm telling you, people sit there and rat me and Zach out whenever we do like the cold calling deals like we do. We have to censor so much of it out. And then I watch other people do like an hour and a half, nothing's filtered. I'm like, you tell me if it's something. I think I'm just getting reported all the time. That's fine. I get it. Anytime you got to spend time trying to consume me and Zach's content because you can't provide the right one, it is what it is. But anyways, EOG, the 30,000. No, it does not require A2P. So as of right now, it doesn't. So I just want you to keep in mind, it's powerful and it's there right now. And we're constantly testing the systems we can use inside of X Leads to make it bigger and better. We got some rollouts coming out. We're doing some heavy testing right now. And remember, we want to test it and make sure we can get deals in our business. If I can't get deals at the scale we do it, I'm pretty sure you guys would struggle with it. So we kind of have our tank testing in our wholesaling business. Because remember, we're not fix and flippers. I occasionally do a fix and flip, and I never enjoy doing it because my passion's always in chasing the deal in real estate. It's not, and I do own rental properties, and I let somebody else manage them because I'm probably the worst property manager you'll ever meet because I'm just like a super nice guy to tenants. So I have somebody else manage it, and there's constant problems left and right. So, okay. So now that we know that, let's move on to number 6, which is what I'm known for, my absolute favorite thing. And what made a huge difference in my wholesaling, because let's face it, a lot of us come into wholesaling with little to no capital. So, Rick, if I have little to no money, I can't do direct mail. By the way, I love direct mail. I put it on this list, but I had to narrow it down and give you the best ones for people with a limited amount of money, in my opinion. Direct mail is great because it's legal and scalable. So don't overlook that. Go to freewholesaling.com. I'll show you how to do it. Now, as far as we talked about capital, the challenge with capital is a lot of you get in this business because you like to minimize your risk and maximize your reward. Awesome. So you're going to have to go in and use the same mentality. If you guys anybody ever seen the movie? I think it's 300, Spartans 300 or something like that. An amazing movie, one of the greatest movies ever created, in my opinion, because these guys had to rise above average and hit excellence, and they were the most elite of the elite trainers. Now, I'm not looking to take your kids when they're like 3 and 4 and train them in wholesaling. That's a great idea because we would have some of the craziest ninja wholesalers in the world. Can you imagine if we started at 3 and 4? I didn't start till I was 33. Anyways, I digress. The Spartans they were very, very powerful, very skilled people. And that's what you are as a wholesaler. The challenge is, though, we're not as big as you think you are. And so how do we make ourselves appear bigger than we actually are? So if you remember Spartan, they had a scene in the movie where they had to deal with the largest army. I forget the name. You can let me know in the comments. My ADHD kicks in here. But they had to deal with an army, I believe, of 30,000 troops, and they were only 300. Now, from a number standpoint, it's not going to work, right? But they gave it their best shot. So what they did is they found a choke point on a cliff where it was like a 90-degree angle, and they could fight 10 or 15 soldiers at the same time and just pick away at them. And they did this for day after day. And what they did is they used the people they were battling, the dead bodies, and they stacked them up as shield and armors. And they fought them off, I believe, for 3 or 4 days. Now, eventually they lost 30,000 over 300. That's quite a difference in an army. But you have to take that same approach in wholesaling. And this is what we call it. We call it guerrilla marketing. And it's basically appearing bigger than you actually are. So, guys, if I'm on a limited budget, I don't have $5,000 to drop on PPL. I don't have $10,000 to drop on direct mail. How can I get my message out there? So it doesn't matter if you use Bandit signs, sticky notes, or whatever it is, appear bigger than you actually are. So like I just got back from the Canadian Rockies and I went on a 7-mile hike all by myself straight up a mountain. And it got very quiet, got very snowy at the top. And I remember just like, boy, I need to appear bigger than I am because if a bear pops up, you can't win. I have bear spray. That's about it. So you have to appear bigger than you are and actually trick a bear if you don't have bear spray. And I've learned a gun just pisses them off. But the bottom line of the story is if I'm going to go out and put out like 10 signs and I got like a $20 budget, I'm going to put them tightly in an area where I know there's a lot of traffic. Maybe there's a Home Depot, a Walmart, Target, or something like that. And I'm going to put it out until I get phone calls and find that area. And after a while, people are like, man, this Rick guy, he is everywhere. Little did they know I'm doing it in less than $20, as opposed to the guy that went out, bought a course, bought 500 or 1,000 signs, made a $3,000 investment, put them all out in 1 month and has no signs left. And I just keep consistently hammering one section. And I'd put them up on Thursday night or Friday evening. And then I would take some of them down Sunday. Now, if I put out 20 signs, I maybe got half of them back. Sometimes the weather, sometimes competitors steal it. It didn't matter. And I would put them up wherever the mattress guy was or the singles people were, these dating sites. And I even had 1 year where we did a partnership, but it went south pretty quick. Nobody wanted to put out the signs, and that was the problem. But I used to do these things at like midnight when I was younger because I didn't want to be like caught in public and at the end, I just didn't care. And guys, that guerrilla marketing makes all the difference in the world because most people think traditionally like a corporate account, like a corporate structure. No, you got to go out and you got to appear bigger than you are. And this is where you put up the any type of signage, But like you blitz an area and they go, oh my God, this guy's like on every intersection, because I would move my intersections until I found one where I got deals. And I would do this on a very, very limited budget. I used to be the guy who go out and buy 500 signs, and you're going to find out how wildly expensive that is. And I'm to the old school thing is just go buy your 18 by 24 white signs, 3 lines. This is the course. Like Zach tells me to shut up, but I'm going to tell you anyways. Your first line says, sell your house today. Your second line says, any condition, any situation. Your third line is your virtual phone number. Do it with a black Sharpie. You get the big fat one from the box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, and only write on one side. And then take your stakes, which are mini rebars, cut them in half. There's your $500 Bandit sign course. It works, guys. And I did guerrilla marketing forever like this. Now, what are other examples of guerrilla marketing? I am so glad everybody asked. Bandit comments. I want to bring this one out because I find this one particularly amusing. I find it kind of funny. And I want to talk about it. So when we talk about Bandit comments, so the people that think they're all corporate and they're all perfect, they hire these companies, either PPC, PPL, however you want to do it. And the idea is they put up a landing page to sell your house fast, and then it's got like a form. Well, here's the problem. You do it on Instagram, Facebook, any of the significant social media sites, is they have a comment section. And everybody knows if you shut off the comment section, people consider it a scam. Most people that these advertising agencies or these PPC companies, whoever it is they go, okay, Mr. Wholesaler, give me $5,000 a month and I'll do everything for you. And then a little hidden comment on there says, we do not manage the comment section. Why? Because it's just too much manual labor for them. And they'll even tell the wholesaler, listen, you want the comment sections on or off? Well, what's the difference? And they'll go, well, you need to leave them on because it seems legitimate. And I go, listen, it's $500 extra a month for us to monitor them. So here's the best part is every one of them decline it. And then all I do is go in the Bandit comments and I put in, hey, I can help you out. Can I DM you? And boom, I get people put all the time in their comments. Either they're going to call the phone number, they're going to click the link, or they're going to put in a comment. Now, once the comments go in there, if you're not going to manage your comments, you're an idiot. You think you're bigger than life and you're just so powerful. And then me and Zach get hate comments like, you believe they're so cheap, they put comments in people's Bandit, they put Bandit comments in people's fully paid ads. Dude, I'm just smarter than you. I'll ride your $5,000. Number one, it's perfectly legal. Number two, you didn't read the disclaimers. Number three, you don't know what you're doing. It's called guerrilla marketing. And if I find 100 of you idiots, which I do all the time, I'm sorry, guys, people are not smart because everybody wants everything done for them. Well, when you get these one and done for you, these $5,000, $10,000 advertising firms, you better understand the details of how this business works. And I have got hundreds of deals just off this technique alone. It's not just me. You guys do it. Why? It's simple. We know how to do guerrilla marketing. And then someone made a comment the other day. Rick's so cheap, he won't even pay for his own advertising. Guys, I don't pay for advertising. It's not that I don't believe in it. I just get a massive return. I get a massive ROI, and this is how I swamp most wholesalers. You want to do Facebook marketing? Knock yourself out. I know it doesn't work. It's not a mainstream thing. It will work every now and then, just like PPL. Once again, not a mainstream thing. You get lucky. Remember, whoever derives the lead is always in control. So once you give up that seat, you're going to have real challenges. So if you understand that, guerrilla marketing, I cannot emphasize this enough. It is the secret weapon for anything to do with wholesaling. And you need to learn this, especially when you get started. And number two, when you have limited amount of funds. Or you can just write these big fat checks for $5 or $10,000 and assume everything's being done for you. I'm still going to swipe your deals. And then you're going to come back and go, it's not fair. He put in a comment and he didn't pay the $5,000. No, I've just learned over time. I learned how to use people that don't understand wholesaling. Remember, the person that starts in wholesaling is at best average, probably below average. And the minute they pay someone $5 or $10,000 and I get 2 or 3 leads because they didn't manage the comments, and then they want to attack me, show me where I'm breaking a law. You chose to leave the comments on. That's your deal. If you can't manage them, that's it. I see all the time people have these beautiful courses and they do these beautiful advertisements, and you'll see 30 or 40 comments like it's a scam or use this course, and then nobody ever retaliates. Like, turn the comments off or like manage them. And if you can't manage your business, you probably shouldn't be a wholesaler to begin with. So, guys, use this little trick. It works all the time. Bandit comments, I love them. And I get a lot of like pushback from people. It's just because you didn't think of it. That's why you're pissed. And if you think you paid $5,000 and you decided to skip the comment section, it's your loss. It's not stealing. It's not cheating. It's fair game. I read the rules, just like taxes. If you're a W-2 employee, you can pay the full taxes and never have to deal with any type of strategy. You have the most expensive tax bill. Someone like me, I'm going to use strategy after strategy, hire experts, get a wealth advisor, get a tax consultant, get a great CPA, and I'm going to pay little, very small amount of taxes. Why? Because I invested an incredible amount of money in a system to get it done. Guerrilla marketing is no different. And I'm here to tell you guys, you want to do it. The Bandit comments are absolutely just one of my absolute favorite ways to get deals. It still works. So, and listen, people use it. People use Bandit comments on us, on our sites, but you guys all know, like, once someone's marketing a course under comments, it's just a matter of time before they get called out. And you guys just call them out. We report them. Unfortunately, being the largest wholesalers, having the largest social media profile, the amount of scammers that try to get through everything. The latest ones are the VAs telling you they're having all the success on all these leads and they'll help you out. It's all day ban. Like, we have to go through hundreds of them a day. That's how bad it is. Thanks to you guys that call them out, because it's ridiculous. I love Bandit comments. And don't forget digital Bandit signs. If you don't know how to use it, go over to freewholesaling.com. We'll show you how to get it done. It works really, really well. Now, let's save the last part. I know you guys thinking, he's going to throw up probates. I'm not. I already disclosed that. I'm not going to use probates up front. God, I forgot how bad the humidity is in Florida until you leave for a couple of weeks and you come back here. Went to Calgary, amazing city. It was actually snowing when I was up in the mountains. Pretty cool, especially close to June. The next one is the Realtor networking. Now, I do this completely different than anybody else who teaches it in wholesaling. And listen, 95% of most real estate deals go through realtors. And that theory alone goes, okay, then I just have to go through realtors, right? Unfortunately, that's where the lie that's where it starts to fall apart, because most realtor deals are people who just want to sell a house. And so what is the best way a wholesaler can work with a realtor? There's two distinct strategies, and they're the complete opposite from what everybody else trains, because I've spent a lot of time, 23 years as a wholesaler. The worst thing I think you can do as a new wholesaler is pick up the phone and call realtors all day long to see if they're interested in selling you their properties. They're all interested in selling you the properties. Wake up. The problem is they want tippy-tip top dollar, and they want market price, and they got to show the seller that they're worth their fee, and the fee should pay for itself. So they're usually going to do 10 to 15% over market. Does that sound like crazy strategy? And so people will teach you, they go, okay, we're going to reach out to agents all day long. You rarely see contracts. There's some creative situations that can work with. I do not argue that. But remember, most realtors, if you cannot connect directly with the seller, you're never going to get the true story. You're never going to get the behind the scenes story. And you're never going to understand what the seller's true motivation are. Occasionally you can get it if you have a relationship with the real estate agent. But I'm brand new, Rick. I just got started. Let me save you the effort. I called hundreds and hundreds of agents when I started as a wholesaler. I didn't get one deal. I wasted about 5 months of my time calling agents, to the point I just got so burnt out on it. And everyone I thought I was like getting close to the deal, it was like, it's non-assignable. You got to put up 3% EMD. You got to show the proof of funds. You've got to do this. You got to do that. It's like, oh my God, like this is torture. And I've learned trying to disguise a wholesale deal through a realtor is a waste of your time. Don't do it. So let me show you the two techniques I use with realtors, and they work to this day. And to me, it's the best way. Picking up the phone, cold calling real estate agents as a new wholesaler, guys, you might as well take a pair of pliers and start ripping your teeth out. It's that painful. And if you want to be busy and you want to make kind of cool content, it's great. But you never ever see a final contract coming out of these deals because it's all talk. So you have to make a decision. Do you want to talk about wholesaling or do you actually want to do wholesaling? Disclaimer: you can get deals through realtors. I'm not denying that. It takes experience and more expertise. And as a newbie, you don't have it. And I believe there's better uses of your time. That is my point here. I'm not an idiot. I know deals go through realtors, but the problem is the realtors are representing their clients like a lawyer represents a defendant at a trial. They want the best outcome and they want the highest price possible. So most realtors, the only way you can appease them is offer a high price. We all know that's counterintuitive to what we do. So how do we do this? I don't have a cute name for this, but number one, the first one is I call it the ugly house syndrome. Once you get to know realtors in your area, or if you're doing this virtual, just simply, hey, listen, whenever you get that house at a client, so clients often will buy a house, sometimes brand new, or sometimes an older house, and then they come back 5 or 10 years later. And the realtor's like, oh, I'm so excited. I'll be happy to sell that house. And they come by and look at the house, and all of a sudden there's 4 dogs running through the house. The yard's dead. The pool's leaking. The house just looks like crap. And the realtor's like, you're going to have to fix this up. And then the homeowner's going to say these key words. I really don't have a choice. I got to sell it because of this. Maybe their husband lost their job. Maybe grandma passed away. Maybe they're relocating. Maybe someone's sick in the family. And they go to the realtor, I just kind of need to get it sold. She's like, well, I don't know how to sell it because I don't think the house is going to pass inspections. And you're really going to take a hit on the price. So the problem is the realtor doesn't have the expertise on how to liquidate a property like this. So instead of just calling realtors ice cold going, will you take 50 grand for your $250,000 property? Click, click, click. I hate wholesalers. You guys are the scum of the earth. I don't want to work with you. Go, listen, what? I love what you do. And listen, for the most part, you can sell these houses without me. But when you get that one house that you don't think is going to pass inspection, or they need to put money in it, and they tell you they don't have it, and they just need to get a cash offer, call me. I'll make you an offer. You keep the full commissions. And if it works, great. If not. Now, what I learned is I used to teach realtors to send me every deal, every listing they had. And I quickly learned that after 3 or 4 times, they're just going to write you off. Like, dude, that Rick guy never makes an offer. I don't understand it. Now, find me a challenged property that needs a cash offer and they get their full commission and they only have to show it once. That realtor will help you talk to the seller and get the deal done because they know how difficult it's going to be. Now, here's the trick. A long time ago, I used to commit to the realtor to resell it to them. I never do that anymore because it can blow up in your face. And I don't want you to make promises you can't follow through with. Now, if you can buy it, pay their full commission, and they have someone that will pay you for that property, then that's great. I never make a promise to relist it with them because you can't do that. It's a lie. And I did it a few times and I let them list it and it cost me a lot of time and money and I stopped it. So if they bring me a buyer, I always pay them another commission, but that's simply it. So we identify, show me a house that's not going to pass inspection or needs some sort of capital for renovations and the homeowner doesn't have it. What if I give you a one size fits all? I gave you a cash offer, you know I'm legit, and we get it done. Most realtors, guys, listen to me. Most realtors don't know how to do this. And if you understand that, you can help anybody out. Now, the next one is, it's called the last list. I coin phrase this. And this basically as a realtor is after they've had it, I like 6 months as the sweet spot. After 6 months, the market screams like you've priced it wrong or there's something wrong with the property or both are true. And then what happens after 6 months? A little thing is most listings expire and the realtor just needs an offer to see if it'll work. The realtor is more apt to work with you as a wholesaler if they're getting ready to lose the listing. This is why we call it the last list. Phenomenal. Guys, these 2 techniques, I just don't know why people don't teach us because now you can call on expired listings, don't get me wrong. But if I have a relationship with 30 or 40 realtors, which is not hard to do. And I go, hey, listen, give me the ugly house syndrome or the last list syndrome and pre-train them. And then they're just going to call you for like real deals. Because the minute you ask them to send every deal, they're going to send you 3 or 4. And then they're like, nope, I'm not doing business with them because they're wasting my time. And that's the rap we get from all realtors across the United States. And I don't disagree with them. I'm not a realtor, nor are you, nor do I want you to be a realtor. And I want you to understand the realtor networking. If you do the last list and the ugly house syndrome, and guys, I gave you way more than 7 techniques here to easily find any of these that needs to be done. So let me answer some questions. And then we'll see if we can jump on some one-on-ones here. So, Eric's right. It was the Persian army. So if you guys get a chance, go see 300. Great story. I believe, I don't know if it's a mythical truth or like there's some truth. It's probably got misinterpreted over the years. One of those, like, it's like a David versus Goliath thing. I love that stuff, man. I really, really do. So I'm going to do a couple questions. So I got a couple questions about the ninja mode, or can you do the basic? The ninja mode, Lisa, it comes with all X Leads accounts. So if you get the basic or the full one, you get it. I probably should take that feature away and just for the X Plan people, but I'm trying to give you guys every tool you can possibly have. So understand that. Understand that. Okay. Now, let me get to the questions here. I started a bunch of them. So this is Eva. How you doing, Eva? I think we've talked before. Rick, I want to JV with you, but I can't figure out the X Leads. The basic is not what the training videos show. So couple tools. Number 1, go to the X Leads YouTube channel. We break it down by each content and it's title specific. We've been doing that for about 5 or 6 months now. And we try to get very granular in there and do it. Now, if you have the X Plan, we do Tuesday training in ninja mode. And on Wednesdays, we do X Leads training, and it's specific for those people in that group. Here's the thing with X Leads. It is a lot. I agree with you, Eva, on that. But you got to understand, we give you everything so you can grow into it. And if you got ADHD like I do, like Zach had to hold me down and train me on certain stuff because I was resistant. And I have to overcome that. It's part of my ADHD. And then just once I learn it, I'm fine with it. So inside of X Leads, you get a basic CRM, which is more than 90% suffice for most of you. When you guys get really advanced, you get into the ninja mode and you can do some crazy, but you have to learn each piece one by one, because if you try to take it all down in like a day or two, you'll be overwhelmed. And the idea with X Leads is just start with the basics and understand how to get, how to get leads, how to get marketing lists. That's it. Because till you have leads, you don't really have anything. You don't have to worry about dispositions or acquisitions if you don't have leads. So the idea is, Eva, I would just focus on the marketing section. If that's pulling lists and getting the best motivated sellers and getting that skip trace and getting in contact with the sellers, because that, in my opinion, is the hardest part of wholesaling. And the sooner you can master that and do that, the more apt you are to get a deal. Now, if you want to get a deal with us and you want to work with us, just simply switch over. I'll put it back up here. Sellmypaper.com. We look at that all day long. We sort through it. Listen, if it's not a deal, I just tell you the truth right off with a simple email. It doesn't fit our specifications. If people are going to ask me which type of leads get rejected, if it's listed with a realtor, it's got a 99% it's going to be rejected unless you tell me something special. Period. Does everybody understand that? I just don't want to sit there and do realtor leads because most of them never work out. So if I'm telling you that up front, you understand that and you understand how that works. So Nick says, Nick's been around a long time. I always recognize his name. Are you guys going to make more videos on how to correctly follow up on cash buyers? Yes. And we'll specifically do it through the ninja mode. So I believe we have 3 videos out on the X Leads channel to show you specifically how to do that. But also keep in mind, you can You could do it. There's so many different ways to do it. The idea is you want to get automations where it follows up automatically. And keep in mind, if you have the Pro Plan or the X Plan, you have the dispositions tools already built in there where you can actually pull cash buyers. How you follow up with them is going to be completely through the Ninja Mode part of it. So yes, we'll work on it and get more of that. A lot of Ninja Mode questions today. Matt says, hey, he's in Seattle. I wasn't too far from you recently. Ninja Mode platform is awesome. However, it seems challenging to get fine-tuned and work. You're correct on that because we're giving you everything at once and there's no additional cost for you. And my suggestion is I'm going to tell everyone is find out one thing, figure out how to skip trace people, figure out how to import, export your government list. Because you can get a government list and you can bring it inside of XLead, skip trace it, and spit it out. Very, very few companies will allow you to do that. That's amazing. You do have to fit the 4-column format, and they show you how to do it inside of XLeads. The school videos, we have extensive training. We also have the XLeads YouTube channel, which is really well. And if you have the X Plan, we offer you additional support. But some people need extra help, and some people are like really tech savvy. If it was me, I would go for the full support. That's just who I am. But I know I'm that type of person. But like my son can figure out like most things on his own and doesn't need all that much help. I think he studied everything about the law and knows everything about it. Doesn't have a law degree. It's crazy. Hey, Rick, where's the link to do a JV? It's scrolling across the bottom there, sellmypaper.com. And we're getting ready to do one big massive update at the end of this month on it. And I think you guys will like it. It's an easy way to connect with us and we can get on that. Corey, what's going on? Hey, once again, sellmypaper.com. If you put it in there, I will look at it today. So reach out there and fill out as much detail as you can. And the sooner you do it, the sooner I can connect with you. Because guys, probate's is near and dear to my heart. I like 70% of the deals I do on the JVs are probates. Why? I'm very good at them. They have the highest profit level. And my favorite thing is to write you guys a big fat check. So I did a check for $44,000 and $53,000 recently, both probate deals that they just found the lead and we worked together. And if you have a really good deal, I'll work with you together. I'll actually get on the phone, call them, and we'll record it. We'll do whatever we want to do. That's how I like to do it. But the problem is, guys, we probably get 400 or 500 leads a week. Like only a few meet the criteria. And the ones that understand that we're looking for direct to seller off market for someone who needs to sell, those are the ones that always work. They typically wind up being probates. And so if you have it, that's great. And guys, don't get hurt when we don't accept your lead. I'm telling you the truth. You're not paying me 10 grand. I got to tell you the truth as soon as possible so you can either get out of that contract, renegotiate it, or do a deal with Rick and Zach. That's how we want to do it. Brandon goes, hey, is there a 7-day free trial? No. Guys, I threw it out there for we threw it out there for 2 months. And some of you guys just like didn't appreciate the value. So honestly, if you get it and you decide within 2 to 3 business days, 2 days, you want out of it, I'll give you all your money back. I'm not here to do like the bait and switch. And honestly, if you don't see the value in it, go to the XLeads channel, stuff like that. The last thing I want you to do is pay for it and refund it. It's a waste of my time and your time. And we all know that. And I try not to make like insane offers. We put it out there. There's pros and cons in putting out a trial. People overthink it. I know I have the best real estate software for wholesalers, period. Do some people have better like specific ones? Yeah. If you just want a dispo software and you want to go all in and that's your operation, maybe you can find a better platform, but you're going to pay for it. And you can get a free trial with a lot of them, but like, what are you really getting with it? Are you getting free skip tracing? Do you get at least 15,000? Can you import, export your leads? Can you get email automation? Can you get the ninja mode, the go high level? You tell me, because I already know the answer to it and you're not going to like it. So just keep that in mind. So let's see here. What else can I answer? Joe, ask away questions. Put it on here. I'm just getting caught up because I've been out of the country for the last 2 weeks, so I'm back in, man. Um, uh, I'm reading about. So guys, when you find these people, just call them out. All you got to do is report them through the admins, and we get rid of them. So guys, Bandit comments work for wholesaling leads, like for selling like real estate courses. Everybody understands what me and Zach's mantra is here. We're here just to help people out. Guys, do you know how many offers I get a week on like I could sell a white labeled coaching product and get a 7-figure check up front. I don't sell out, man. And at some point, I probably will do something to help the people that truly want like higher level. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. And honestly, we're doing so many deals. Like we're fine with what we're doing. We're very happy with the outcome. And we have the highest success of any wholesaling community. And so did I say I make the most money coaching? No, because I don't coach. So like the beauty is I could give you the absolute truth on it. So is that Tamara says, do you recommend arrest records? I've been looking and went the 3 laces for a runaround. I'm thinking the probate is better. I like probates better. Arrest records, they are a lot of work, but when you find them, they do work very well. So, and Brian, we're working on that right now. That's part of our upgrades for 2025. It is a major undertaking and it's crazy. So, and Rohan, absolutely yes. I got people doing it from Nigeria, Switzerland, most of Europe, definitely Canada. I just did wholesaling from Canada, and I love it. So, yes, I will. That's my favorite part. It's my favorite deals. Why? Because when stuff has big giant profits, and I can help someone take home a $20, $30, or $50,000 check by just understanding how to use the words and just repeat the exact same mantra I do, I find it absolutely amazing. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today. I'm back. Me and Zach will be back on live Thursday together. Hope you guys enjoyed your day off yesterday. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That is the best compliment you can give to me and Zach. And share this with someone that wants to discover wholesaling and become financially free. I love you guys. You guys are the best. I'll be on Thursday with Zach. We got a really fun show and we'll have a good time with it. So guys, go out there, get deals. Remember, freewholesaling.com, the easiest way to get started on it. And make sure you jump over and check out xleads.com. Guys, have a great one. Make sure you subscribed. Have an awesome day. Go out there and get some deals. Make me proud.